Bennett is expected to turn himself into police today after being indicted by a Texas grand jury Friday on a felony charge of injury to the elderly. Bennett, who has been out of the country, allegedly injured a 66-year-old paraplegic security guard at the 2017 Super Bowl. Even though the incident happened more than a year ago, Houston police say the case wasn't investigated until this past September because the department had to prioritize more serious cases. For more on this, here's First Take.
Okay, so Michael Bennett will turn himself into police today, according to USA Today. Stephen A., how do you feel about how Bennett's being portrayed here?
I don't like it one bit. Let me preface my comments by saying that if he is guilty of such a thing, he deserves to be dealt with. He deserves to be fined. He deserves to be jailed. Anybody who would do what he has been accused of deserves to pay the price for it. I'm not trying to absolve anybody from that. But before I go on with what I have to say, I would like to play the tape of, what is his name, Art Acevedo, the police chief, who had his little press conference a couple of days ago. Can we show the public that press conference, please? Some snippets from that, please.
There is no video at that location. No video captured that incident. But we had a police officer, Officer Morgan, who witnessed it. He gets his day in court like everybody else, but I'm very confident that based on the totality of the evidence in this case and the individuals, the victims, the witnesses, including the police officer, that when a jury sees this, they're not going to be too happy.
This man is the police chief. I understand that position. You just basically convicted this man in the court of public opinion on national television while admitting there's no video. You don't know. You have an officer who told you what happened. Now listen, this is the same Michael Bennett that was a nominee for the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award. This is the same Michael Bennett who, along with his brother, was honored at the BET Awards for their philanthropy and their sensitivity to what ails our community. This is the same Michael Bennett. I want to sit up there. Put this camera on me, please, because this is very important that I say this. He is 6'4", 274 pounds. That's what he's listed as. A defensive lineman in the National Football League. And do we have a depiction of him getting into a fight with somebody like that? No. You're trying to tell me this man sat up there and just shoved aside and put his hands on and disregarded a 66-year-old paraplegic? Now tell me, what possible chance does he have to look good or to come across as innocent in all of this? You got video.
What does it sound like to you? Oftentimes, if an athlete actually gets to court over something like this, do you think someone approached him first to settle? Normally, that's the way it works. He wouldn't settle. If that means they are going to court, if I were his defense attorney, I would think, damn, a 66-year-old paraplegic woman is injured when thrown to the side by my client. Oh, wait, the police chief said what? The chief of police already said what? He prejudiced the jury? I mean, Stephen A., he just prejudiced the jury, it seems to me. I think you hit the nail on the head, if anything. If I were his defense attorney, assuming this is actually going to a trial because there was some attempt made to settle which didn't happen, then as his defense attorney, I'd be happy about what you just said. Now, I want to quickly say, I don't like the way Bennett's being depicted in the press either. Especially, and partly, you don't even have to have a target on someone for this to happen. Everything's clickbait nowadays, right? So the more sensational the headline, and oftentimes all people see is the headline because they don't actually click or don't read much if they do. But I'll say this, that doesn't absolve Michael Bennett from the unintended consequences of his behavior. In other words, even if he's just an athlete who understandably feels entitled to go out on the field and celebrate his brother's Super Bowl victory, because this happened the Super Bowl before last. Even if that's the way he feels, if there's security there, you can't just push your way past. And if there's an unintended consequence from that behavior, there will be some kind of consequence to you legally, and I think that's perfectly okay, in spite of the fact that I don't like the way he's being depicted.
It's super